welcome once again to Real Shame, the show where the two of us talk about our list of movie blind spots. My name is Andy.
And I am Adam.
And last time on Monday's episode, we did a movie that I had never seen before. It was from 2011, and it starred Kristen Wiig and Maya Rudolph and a whole bunch of other people, and it was called Bridesmaids. Adam decided to pair that with
a movie that was written by Kristen Wiig and Amy Mumolo, who was also wrote and directed the last movie, and they are also in the last movie. And that movie is called Barb and Star Go to the Vista Del Mar.
That they do.
All right. I pulled this one. It's from IMDb. Lifelong friends Barb and Star embark on the adventure of a lifetime when they decide to leave their small midwestern town for the first time ever. And Barb and Star Go to Vista Del Mar.
Hey, Barb.
Yes, Star.
You know what I just love?
What?
Movie trailers.
Me too!
I like how they're little movies about another movie before a different movie.
Sometimes I find myself watching a trailer for a movie while I'm watching a totally different movie.
What? Me too! Barb, what if we had a movie?
What? Then we'd have to have a trailer.
Oh, yes, listen, I wouldn't want to give anything away, though, about the movie.
Me neither, especially our faces.
Gosh, I can almost see our trailer now.
This came out this year. It was postponed from last year because of the pandemic. It's written by Kristen Wiig and Amy Mumolo, and it's directed by Josh Greenbaum. I didn't find much under Josh what he's directed. I think he's directed some things, but nothing like that I think most people would kind of know or anything like that.
Right.
It's a movie we both haven't seen because it's a real recent movie.
Right.
And I figured for this one we'll give a spoiler. We'll do some non-spoiler stuff and spoiler stuff.
Okay.
Because I feel like the movie's really new and the marketing doesn't even go near what this movie's about, I feel like.
Yeah.
So let me toss it over to you, get your initial thoughts, and then I'll give mine, and then we'll go into spoilers.
So I remember seeing a preview for this movie last year.
Yeah.
I think before they shut theaters down, you and I went and saw something.
Yeah.
And we saw a preview for it because we both kind of looked at each other in bewilderment.
We were like, we're never going to see this movie.
Yeah, what is it? Well, it was a very strange trailer. I remember them kind of like moving their feet, and like moving their hands and everything. But excuse me, I could not tell what it was or what was going on with it. And so I was like, I don't care about whatever that is. And I still didn't care about it once it was released this year at all until you decided to pair it with Bridesmaids. So I didn't really have much expectation. I didn't really know what it was about. Yeah. I knew Kristen Wiig was in it. I did not know who Amy Mumolo was. I mean, you mentioned she's in Bridesmaids, and I don't know that we mentioned it in the last episode.
We didn't.
She is the girl sitting next to Kristen Wiig on the airplane who's also talking about how the plane's going to go down and go crazy. She says a very, very small role. And I looked at her filmography on IMDb. I don't know that I've seen anything else that she's in because I think she is in Bad Moms. I've never seen that. And then she's in a bunch of other stuff that I've never watched. So I'm not familiar with her at all. Anyway, so I sat down to watch Barb and Star Go to Vista Del Mar, and on the last episode, you mentioned Wet Hot American Summer. Mm-hmm. Wet Hot American Summer, I love. I know you don't like it. I love it because it is really absurd and wacky and crazy. And I thought that this movie was really absurd and wacky and crazy, but I actually loved this movie. Yeah. I thought it was hilarious. I laughed a lot. The Barb and Star characters, it's just interesting because they're just these two middle-aged women with these crazy little
perms or whatever.
Something. But I thought this movie was really good. Yeah. And I mean, the supporting characters, the Jamie Dornan character is funny. Which, by the way, I wrote down he looks a lot like Colin Firth to me. He's not related to Colin Firth, but I was like, is that Colin Firth's kid? And then of course Damon Wayans Jr. is in it. The Morgan Freeman sound alike, all that stuff. But I thought this movie was actually really funny, and I like the fact that Kristen Wiig does double duty as Star. Well,
let's not spoil it.
Okay, all right, sorry.
Kristen Wiig does double duty.
We can edit that part out if we want.
No, we can't.
Well, so when we get to spoilers, I'll talk about that. But no, I thought it was really funny. Yeah. I was surprised at how much I enjoyed it. I figure you probably liked it because it had a lot of like singing and dancing.
So you have me to a T.
Yeah. So anyway, well, what did you think?
Yeah, I'm gonna echo your point. Kirby was relating to you that she had no interest in watching the movie, but as the movie got further along and the more I kind of laughed while I was watching it, she became more and more curious about the movie and eventually ended up watching the last half of it with me.
Yeah.
I am completely on board with what you said. I love how absurd it is and how weird and strange it is, and that's why I don't want to give that away, because I think it was very surprising. It's probably a little bit of a spoiler to say that much about it. I was worried that this was going to be like an SNL character kind of movie, and it was just going to be the one note that you see from the trailer, and it's not. Yeah. So that's great. But yeah, I had a lot of fun with this movie. So it's a recommend from both of us.
Yeah. Surprising recommend. Because again, when we saw the preview, I was like,
it was a hard pass for both of us.
This movie's not for me, but I was really, really shocked at how much I like this movie, and I could easily see myself watching this again. Honestly, like several more times. Yeah. Quite honestly.
All right, well that's it. If you guys have not seen this movie, go out, watch it. I think you can watch it on Amazon, right?
Yeah.
I think it's easy to watch. Go out and watch it, rent it, pay for it. It's worth it.
Yeah.
And we're gonna go into spoilers right now. So you were saying, I think the most shocking thing of it is you see the little kid from the beginning part of the from the trailer and stuff, and all of a sudden he like goes into this tree, and all of a sudden you're thrusted into a completely different movie than you expected, and there you have
Kristen Wiig doing so she does double duty in this movie. I say as Star and also as Powder. She's Powder.
No, she's the female version of Powder.
Yeah, she's Sharon Gordon Fisherman. So she's the villain of the movie, but she does look like Powder with a black hair.
Yeah, she's
if you know the movie Powder.
She's not. I think she's albino, or I don't know. I don't know what
she was born with something white skinness or whatever it was, some kind of medical condition where she can't be out in the sun.
Yeah, and so she has like this vendetta against Vista Del Mar because I guess she was cruelly made fun of growing up there and wants to rue the day. And then Barb and Star happen to want to go down there, and then comedy ensues. But like you said, the part that won me over was that musical number when they went to the hotel, which turned out to be the wrong hotel.
They go to the Vista Del Mar hotel, but they meant to go to the Vista Del Mar motel.
Yeah, and that as soon as that musical number kicked on, I was like,
I was great.
I was like, I dig this movie a lot.
There's a few different musical kind of numbers, and I really like that one. And then I also thought just their use of music on the soundtrack was good. Like I liked a lot of the songs that they played. I thought that they worked well with the movie. Even the stuff that doesn't have anything to do with Vista Del Mar, when they were in like their talking club, I just thought that stuff was funny. Really, really just kind of silly stuff. Or when they were just sitting on the couch at the furniture store or whatever, where they or where they work, and the guys like want to buy the couch, and they're like, let's fart on it. And it's ridiculously stupid.
Yeah.
But that's exactly what I like about movies like you said, MacGruber and Wet Hot American Summer. I just like that kind of absurd, dumb, stupid kind of just so totally out of left field kind of humor. But this movie really worked.
Just like what is the most ridiculous something a person can say, and let's go with that, right?
Yeah.
And so it's like completely elevated and just like random a little bit, and that's just what makes it so fun. Like they make a big deal about their culottes, I think, right?
I was going to say they do the definition of a culotte at the beginning of the movie, just so you know later on when Chekhov's culotte or whatever comes in,
culotte.
Then you know exactly what they're doing or what they're talking about.
And that reminds me of the Monty Python, the platypus thing, a little bit. I mean, I know it's not the same joke, but the text beforehand, explaining something, reminded me a lot of that the platypus from. I think it was what Holy Grail, Monty Python Holy Grail had that. I think so.
Sure.
I think Jamie Dornan's funny. It's hilarious that he wants to hook up with both of them.
Right, and his little singing, where he's dancing on the beach and ripping his shirt off and stuff is funny, especially when the other lady comes out and is like, oh, like singing behind him. That was cracking me up. I thought it was great.
David Wayne's is so good. Like, he's just so funny.
Yeah.
I don't think like his character is that great in this movie, but he just brings so much. He needs to be in more things.
Yeah.
Like his dad and his uncles are really funny. So I guess it runs in the family. But I wish I wish he was starring in more movies. You know.
Yeah. Well, I thought his character was funny, because the whole time he's trying to be secretive and private, but he just keeps on blurting out personal information. And I love the fact when he leaves the little package there by Jamie Dornan's door, it's like, look below, lower, and then he goes down, and then he has like his weight and whatever on there instead of like shoe size. I can't remember what, but yeah, it's funny. The crab that speaks like in a Morgan Freeman
voice,
but it's Morgan Freeman with a D.
Yeah,
Morgan Freeman, not Morgan Freeman. And then you got Reba McEntire as Trish, the mermaid, who saves them in the end and brings them back to shore.
So random.
It's very random. But that's this whole movie, I think, in a nutshell. It's just so random. Yeah. And the fact that Jamie Dornan wants to sleep with these two middle-aged
women and wants to sleep with both Kristen Wiig's character, right? I guess he has unrequited love for Miss Fisherman or whatever.
Right. Yeah, but no, this movie worked splendidly for me.
Yeah, so. There needs to be another one. I mean, there needs to be more. Like I want the Barb and Star universe.
I never thought I would agree with that statement, but I think I do agree with that statement. I would like to see Barb and Star go somewhere else.
The BASCU, the Barb and Star Cinematic Universe.
Yep,
we've coined it here first. We probably didn't, but we did. What other? I guess we have to find something that rhymes with star for them to go, because that's the way they're going right now.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Barb and Star go to Playa del Car.
There you
Playa
go.
del Mar, I guess is
Playa del Mar. Vista Del Mar, not Playa del Mar.
Yeah, anything by the ocean would work.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, so it's like I said, it's just surprising and random and weird and just a lot of fun. It was more. I'm glad you liked it. I felt like I was rolling the dice a little bit, and again, like I said, I heard so many positive things from people, and the fact that they compared it to MacGruber, and I don't think they did because it's like a secret agent kind of movie, but they did because of, like you said, it's just so random and wild and wacky. So I knew this, if it was anywhere close to MacGruber, you would like it. So I'm glad that you had a lot of fun with it.
I did, surprisingly so, but I did.
All right, so we like this movie. Where are the critics on this bad boy?
79% fresh on Rotten Tomatoes with a 62% audience score.
That sounds,
Yeah, I didn't find a Leonard Maltin review.
Sounds about right.
Yep.
All right, so on our Wednesdays episodes, we always like to follow up our review with a viewer's question, and we chose one that matches what we talked about Monday, which was Bridesmaids. So we wanted to talk about some classic weddings or some weddings and movies that stand out to us. And so I grabbed a couple off the top of my head. I know you grabbed a couple. And so I'm going to throw it over to you. And why don't you give us one or two bad boys?
So one that came to mind for me, just because we did it on the show way back when, was The Graduate.
Yeah.
It ends, I know you weren't crazy about that movie. I don't know that I'm as crazy about it as I was a long time ago, but of course it ends with a very climactic wedding scene, which I think is kind of parodied in a movie on your list. So why don't you talk about that one?
Yeah, I will. So if you watch that Graduate review, you'll notice that the clip from that we put in there is not the clip from The Graduate.
No, it isn't.
It's one from Wayne's World, which parodied that very well and very excellently. So that's the one that jumps out in my head whenever I think about weddings and movies. So Wayne's World.
Yeah. Another one that jumped out at me was this. It's kind of the first part of the movie is a wedding and like a wedding reception, and it is the movie from 1978, Best Picture winner from 1978, which is The Deer Hunter. Quite a shift from Graduate and Wayne's World. It's very serious. But that's a great movie, and that whole kind of opening scene. And I think the opening scene, the first part of the movie that takes place at the wedding reception and wedding is quite long. It's probably 45 minutes of the movie. Of course, the movie's like 3 hours, but anyway, good stuff. What about you?
All right, I think this one's on both our lists, and I guess which version's on whose list?
I say both.
Yeah, for me, the Steve Martin Father of the Bride is a classic movie I've revisited numerous times.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite Steve Martin roles, which I don't think it's akin to any of his comedy he did before. It's very straight versus all the other kind of how zany and different his kind of comedy act was leading up to it. It's a very different role for him, but I think he's great as the father of the bride and the giant wedding that is going out of control at his house. So the father bride. I haven't seen the original though.
So. Yeah, so the original is Spencer Tracy. and I think Elizabeth Taylor, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, they're both good. I'm probably more familiar with the Steve Martin one as well. Yeah. I think I've seen that one more times than the Spencer Tracy one. I've probably only seen that once. And the final one on my list, anyway, is Muriel's Wedding, which was really kind of what propelled Toni Collette to stardom. It came out, I think, in 1994. It's a really great movie. If you haven't seen it, really great comedy. If you want to talk about a character arc in a movie, I think Muriel, the character that she plays in that movie, really goes through a lot of changes in that movie. So I think it's a really, really good film, funny stuff. And there's a reason why Toni Collette is such a big star now. Yeah. And it's because of that movie.
I just thought of Mamma Mia, right? Don't they get married to Mamma Mia?
Mamma Mia, there you go. Yeah, well, yeah, Mamma Mia.
And I know, like, My Big Fat Greek Wedding is not on the list. Have you seen that?
I have not. So that's why I didn't put it on my list. Yeah. I actually looking through a list of all these wedding movies. I had most of them. I felt like I was like, I haven't seen that.
And then Four Weddings and a Funeral, we both haven't seen.
Nope.
Have you seen Runaway Bride?
Nope.
Oh yeah, I've seen Runaway Bride.
Nope.
So yeah,
I have seen My Best Friend's Wedding. I know that came up on a lot of lists.
I like that. They sing in it, so that's
good. I like that movie too.
And then there's like 27 Dresses. Is about weddings.
Never seen it. Yeah, with Katherine Heigl. Never seen it.
Yeah.
Never seen The Wedding Planner.
Oh yeah. So I guess we have like a wedding list of shame we got to do.
I think we do.
So as you can tell, there's probably numerous weddings that we've either seen and forgotten to mention on this list or haven't seen at all. But now it's your turn. You tell us, what are some classic weddings that occurred in movies that we're missing out on? I'm sure, you know what? Probably The Godfather is one, right? Because doesn't that, I've never seen The Godfather, but doesn't, I'm sure that's one, right?
Yeah.
And there's hundreds more, so it's your job to let us know. Leave us a comment below if you're watching us YouTube, or if you're listening to us through your podcatcher of choice. Shoot us an email, realshame@gmail.com. That's where we also answer other viewers' questions, and we need viewers' questions, so it's your turn. Go out there, give us some viewer questions. We would like to refill those coffers if we can. And anything else you'd like to say about this stuff?
No, sir.
All right. Well, your job is twofold. Go see Barb and Star. Go to Vista Del Mar and send us a viewer question, and we really do appreciate it. Like, share the show if you can, because that really does help spread the word, and we really do appreciate that. And I already said where you can email us, so do that. Follow us on social media. We're on Instagram @RealShame. And stay tuned next week as we cross some movies off my list of shame. And we'll see you soon, guys. Bye.